Well, I had a feeling that was going to end badly. It's 11:19 p.m. I no longer work for Domino's. Or should I be more specific? I no longer work for Phoenix Pizza, spelled F-E-N-I-X. I'm going home. Fuck these guys. Now, the last three deliveries, gave me three. Just he's yelling at me when I went in there. He's fucking yelling at me. I think he's younger than my oldest kid. Yelling at me. He's just yelling at me, not giving me any kind of clear direction, wanting to know why I didn't grab a pizza that was on the rack. My app still has me delivering to this address that's supposed to be an apartment, but the address puts it at either Jack in the Box or the Titty Bar. I'm still on that. I haven't cleared that. I need to clear that first before I can take it. And then he's just like, there's one that's being boxed up. He doesn't see anything about one already in a bag on a rack. He didn't say nothing about it. He's like, what's your job? I'm like, nobody told me I'm supposed to look at a rack. I was told when I get back, I'm supposed to clock in. I'm supposed to log on the screen and put myself back in. And I haven't even done that yet. I can't do that because I'm still on a delivery. Because the only options in here are delivered. There's no option for bad address or not delivered. Nobody's told me what I'm supposed to do with that. The way ends up was like, can you do 3 pizzas? I'm like, yeah, as long as all the paperwork is straight. So yeah, as long as all the paperwork's straight. As long as all the paperwork's straight. I should have just not come back. I owed him money. I was worried that I was missing out on money. I owed him $19. I had fucking like 6 pizzas and $19 I could have went home with. Of course, presumably now I'm going to get my full check. Nobody showed me how to rearrange orders, and when I got multiple orders, how to rearrange. He's like, well, take the ones that are closest first. I'm like, yeah, no, I get that. But nobody showed me how to, there's a thing in the app where you can rearrange them when you got multiple ones, and I left with 3. But nobody showed me how to do that. When I tried to figure that out on my own one time, I couldn't figure it out. And I feel like I told him about that, but nobody showed me how to do that. So I keep trying to go to the screen where it shows all 3 addresses where I can rearrange them, but then of course it's saying you can't rearrange once you've left the store. Fine, what the fuck ever. I'm just delivering them where they go. And it keeps pulling off that screen to the other ones. I kind of need to keep the addresses in front of me because I don't remember stuff. You know, I got to be able to see it, look down and see it to remember it. And so. So whatever, I'm still doing it. And the first one went okay. The first one had a tip on it, credit card tip on it. I don't remember how much it was, but it had a credit card tip on it. It was just a pizza, and address is really close. Now, because I was trying to mess with that app and I couldn't keep the address in front of me, I did kind of go out of my way, and I had to double back to get to it. I went across the freeway and went back across the freeway because I couldn't, rearrange it to where it would keep showing me the address. So that kind of messed me up. But I got to it. I went to the next one. It's in that sketchy block of McKinley that I did those other deliveries on, where that one apartment that looks, the apartment complex that looks abandoned like it's being remodeled is that. It wasn't that one, it was one on the other side of the street. And so I'm having trouble finding it because the address is not very clearly marked, but I find it and I go there and I can hear gunshots to the south. I mean, maybe it's firecrackers, but I'm thinking probably gunshots, right? And she's at least I don't have to worry about the fact I lost the slip with Jesus' phone number and a phone number to the store. I won't be needing that. I didn't need this job. This job was supposed to be fun. I got a full-time job driving cars for Hertz, and I get plenty of shifts offered to me through Wonolo that pay way better and have a lot less bullshit involved. I don't stress it. I don't stress in the slightest working over at HelloFresh. It's nice and chill in there. Quite literally, it's like 38 degrees. Anyways, that lady, I'm bringing the thing for her to fill out. She goes, I just need you to fill this out. She goes, oh, well, I already tipped online. No, you didn't. You don't need to lie to me. I didn't say that to her, but I know she was lying to me. I know she was lying to me about tipping online, because had she tipped online, it wouldn't have a blank space under tip. So I could just, so it wouldn't have a blank space under tip for her to fill it in. Because I already tipped online, so I hand her the slip, and she writes in no tip. So that's fabulous. So not only did she not tip me, she fucking lied to me. I don't like being lied to. I really just don't like being lied to. Full stop. So anyway, lying cunt, gave her a pizza. Go on to the next one. I go on to the next one, and I got a little bit of half a bottle of cold water. That'll do. Thermostat cranked down from 79 to 70. Take it all the way to 75. Let's live dangerously. So I give. Anyway, so I go to the third one. The third one's on Oak Street, and that block that I walked down that one day when I was doing the vlog, like I can't remember. I was either picking up or dropping off my equipment over at the bar. At Royale Lounge, and over there at Royale Lounge, and she over at Royale Lounge, and I commented there were people parked on the sidewalk, but there wasn't really room to park, so they were kind of parked where they could park, so I had to park on the sidewalk. And it's apartments on the south side of the road, and I see the apartment number, and there's a fence, and there's no gate in the fence. So I'm walking down the fence trying to find the gate. I finally find the gate, and then I turn around and I see the guy presumably waiting for the pizza. It looked like he walked from the building where it was. And I notice as I'm walking down to where the gate is that it's changing addresses. So I'm trying to remember like how many buildings away the building for the addresses that I want. And being perplexed that there's no gate. So anyway, the guy has me come back, and I just walk back and give the pizza to the guy. I'm like, man, where's the gate? And he's like, oh, there's no gate. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to get through if there's no gate? And he goes, well, you got my receipt? And I'm like, yeah. And I hand the receipt, and I hand him the one to fill out, and then I hand him the full receipt, because there's 3 pieces of paper that go out when the credit card owner. There's 2 receipt copies for the credit card, where they're supposed to sign. They're all supposed to be signed, but nobody does them. And then if it's the kind where they fill in the tip, then there's a place where they fill in the tip and the total. And one is labeled store copy and one's labeled customer copy. And then there's the receipt that has the full order and all the details of the order and everything that goes on the order and so on and so forth, and what time it went in and blah, 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 and the phone number and the address and all that shit. So anyway, so I hand him like all 3 of them. Because at this point, I'm just figuring, I'm just frustrated, and I don't figure this guy's going to give me a write-in tip, because hardly anybody ever does. And he's in an apartment so ghetto that there's not even a gate into the front of it, you know. So, and he ends up handing me back both of the customer and the store copy of the credit card. He's like, I just need this one. And he walks off. It's fine. I didn't think I was going to be tipping this guy anyway. So I come back to the store, and the guy in the Prius, who was supposed to be off work like 2 hours ago, the guy in the Prius is there. And I come in, and the first thing I mention is the woman who wrote no tip on her slip. In fact, it's probably in my pocket right now. Yeah, look at this shit. I thought it was in my pocket. It is in my pocket. Yeah, this is fucking classic. Yeah, she kept the one copy for herself. This is how she wrote it up. $23.86. Tip 0. Total $23.86. After she lied to me and told me that she tipped online. No, you didn't. If you tipped online, it would show a tip. It would show how much you tipped online, and it would show the total, and it'd all be printed. So anyway, I was mentioning that to him, and he's just like, I'm like, man, she ain't gotta lie to me. And he's like, what goes for you? And he's got a pan pizza, which I think is just his own food going out the door. You best just leave me alone, Sambo. I'm not in a good mood. So, no, not now. Go away. So he's handing me 2. And I refresh my app, because the last I looked at my app, it said return to store, to see if it's going to show me 2 deliveries. Well, it only shows me 1 delivery, which tells me there's a problem. That I'm going out with 2, but 1 is not assigned to me in the system. So I look at the address on the one sitting on top, and it's different from the address of the one that's showing in the app. So I figured, okay, that's the one that I need to get assigned to me. And I asked the one driver, he's like, no, it's not. He goes, well, it must not be put in the system. I'm like, okay, let me go in and figure that out. And I go in, and fucking hyper fucking Jesus, the kid, is in there, starts yelling at me, dude, you need to hurry up. I said, don't fucking disrespect me like that, dude. It's not in the system. I said, I said, don't fucking tell me. Don't be disrespecting me like that. Or I'll just fucking leave. I don't need this shit. He goes, well, if you leave, then you won't have a job. I'm like, yeah, I will. I'll have like 4 other jobs. I just won't have this bullshit job where I got to listen to some fucking kid talk a bunch of shit. He's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm out of here. Well, fine, then just fucking leave. Well, I go out. I've got 2 full fucking pizza orders in my car. And the one guy's like, well, shouldn't you give him the pizzas back? I'm like, you know what? Fuck him. Fuck him and his pizzas. And I go driving off with the pizzas, and I'm feeling like a badass. I'm like, I just got a bunch of fucking pizzas. Fuck this guy. Thinks he's so fucking badass, going to talk shit to the guy who has control of his pizzas. Now let's see what his fucking delivery times are. I got some fucking pizzas. I'm hungry right now. I'm really fucking hungry. So I haven't been able to eat all fucking day. Usually there's some food there. There was no food there today. He did kick me down 1 bottle of water when I told him I was dehydrated. He's like, there's water in the back. I said, no, there's not. They got this bottled water thing in the back. They don't refill it. So when it's empty, it's empty. And then there's no drinking water in there beyond that. None. Which I think might be a violation of Arizona law. I need to look that one up. At this point, I feel like calling him, dropping a dime on the fucking health inspector to let him know that the manager's finger fucks her phone the entire time while she's making pizzas. That's kind of unsanitary. And he was yelling at me. I drove off. I make it about 2 blocks and I realized, well, fuck. I didn't cash out. Seems like I got a lot of credit card tips. Now, I don't know where I'm at money-wise because the app doesn't track that. Fucking scrutinize my driving. It don't fucking track the important numbers. Like, you'd think I would know at the end of the day by that, like, how much I've collected cash and how much they've collected from me, credit card tips, and how much is owed in mileage, so I would know whether I owe them money or they owe me money before I get cashed out. And I'm like, when I come back, I'm like, I said, well, if you're going to fucking talk a bunch of stupid shit to the point I quit, don't you think you should cash me out first? He goes, I'm not talking a bunch of stupid shit. I'm like, yes, you are. He walks in. I said, you know I've been to prison, right? I said, you don't disrespect fucking people. You don't talk to people disrespectfully like that. You know why I went to prison? Because of some little fucking punk that talks some fucking shit. I feel good. I controlled myself. I didn't fucking take his head off his shoulders, but God, was I ready to. And there's a lot of implements in that restaurant that could help me out. From pokers to big knives to fucking giant-ass pizza cutters. Oh yeah, I could have fucked that kid up. I could have fucked him up bad. Really could have. But he ain't worth it, and that fucking store ain't worth it, and Domino's Pizza ain't worth it, and Phoenix Pizza ain't worth it. Fuck that job. I won't be disrespected like that. Anyway, I ended up owing $19. Didn't get to have any pizza whatsoever. Probably try to find someplace I can go to eat because there ain't jack shit to eat here. I've been burning the candle at both ends. At least now one end can fucking burn out for a while.